what's up everybody? It is only Journey here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful whatever time it is for you guys right now. It's my birthday, April 9th. It's also Gerard Way's birthday, and also several million others. So happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is today also. Today we are reacting to Madam Amberlynn Reid, and hopefully this should be the third video of the day. Girlie was not happy with me in her last video. My golly gosh, was she not. However, I'm not gonna give up until she finally says my name in one of her videos, and even then, I'ma keep going. I'm a being of chaos. Lolcow's gonna lolcow, Journey gonna be out here talking about him. Just a disclaimer that everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and is just my opinion and knowledge I've collected over the years. So don't take me seriously, a lot of this is also satire. However, I'm autistic and my voice is monotone, so when I do jokes, and if you don't get it, it's okay. Neither do I most times. As always, I have my orange drink because it's yummy and I need this. And if you like videos like this and want to see more, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're here almost every day, having our own little slice of chaos, and we're just having fun and having a good time. So if that sounds like fun to you, you should join us. Today's episode is called, I Need to Make Something Very Clear. Bar, weigh in episode 3. I am very interested to see after her week of eating where she's at right now. I hope she's at least lower than she was. I don't know. We'll figure it out. However, with the title, I'm thinking she's gonna be stirring some dramas. Listen, I remember the millennial thing of drama llama, but like, come on. You're 35. Grow up. If you were a journalist, it would be different, but your original concept was vlogging. And now you just perpetuate misery wherever you go. It must really suck to be you, Amber. One more thing, she brought up in her live stream how reaction channels love Mama Lynn. Hey, who is it who continuously says that they love Mama Lynn? Who else does it? I think the Ankle has done it, and I think Zachary Michael has done it too. Well, Amber just wanted us all to know that Mama Lynn hates reaction channels. And I just want to say, Amber, I don't care. Your mom is a yes man who doesn't understand when it's time to tell you no. You are a 500-pound toddler and a disgrace to your family. Hopefully one day she'll stop being such a yes man to you and she'll actually toss you out for the BS you pull. But regardless of whether or not she likes me back is irrelevant. I vibe with her. Her story's relatable. She's an actual good person who has learned from her mistakes and is doing better. You are not. You are just a troglodyte devolving into a worse troglodyte. Anyway, now that that's all out of the way, what do you have for us today, Amber?
Hello,
hello.
To a new weighing video, number 3.
Twinkie. Aw, look at Twinkie. Yes, I love Twinkie. I would die for Twinkie. I also think that because of the Mama Lynn stuff, in her next live stream, she's going to be talking about how reaction channels talk about how much they love Twinkie. Well, I just want you to know that Twinkie hates you. She tells me every day. Spilling soda on my Mean Girls sweater here. My golly, I am messier than Amber. Also, y'all figure out what color I should dye this because the light pink doesn't go quite well with my skin tone. I think as a mauve, it goes a lot better than most light pinks, but I'm still thinking about dyeing it a hot pink. So what do you guys think? I was thinking either hot pink or like a raspberry color. And I was thinking of either doing it the flat color or doing a tie-dye. So let me know what you guys think. I don't know, but I think it would be fun. I want to personalize it a bit, just a bit.
Exact, today is April 8th on a Tuesday. So in the beginning of my weigh-in videos, I answered 5 questions that you guys have asked me on Instagram, so let's get into it.
She looks either absolutely exhausted or she is just done with the internet right now. Maybe a little bit of both, who knows?
Questions that you ask yourself at the end of your What I Ate Today videos. Yes, I did. I really love doing stuff like that. Like, my dream still is to come out with a guided journal. I think that would be so freaking awesome.
Okay, that is your dream? Get your stuff together first, lady. You know, usually people who make guided journals have gone through some stuff, done some actual classes, done the research on how to make a properly guided journal, and all of that fun stuff. We know for a fact Amber is not that busy. She is not willing to do that work. She is way too lazy to do that stuff. So it's her dream, but is she gonna get her work ethic up to do it? I don't think so. Her work ethic ain't even there when it comes to her want to lose, so...
Questions, but I love to ask them as well. Why don't you count the food that you have out as ordering takeout? Because this specific goal was about my relationship with ordering takeout food. It has honestly been...
Yes, ordering takeout food is ordering food that is not from your home, Amber. Uber only started up like, what, 7 years ago at most? So like 7 years ago, takeout was going outside of your house to get food. Now, takeout is that, but also outside food coming in, being delivered by somebody else. So you're looking at a small part of the addiction instead of dealing with the overall addiction to takeout. You know what? Fine. That's good for you. Good on you for not spending an extra $30 on delivery fees. Wow. But my golly gosh, are you a failure? There's no other way to put it. There is absolutely no other way to put it. So you have no goal here, really. That is no goal. That is a half goal. And that ain't doing shit for you. You're still going out every other day and getting food outside of the house, which isn't good for you. You have changed nothing. I don't think you ever will change anything about yourself other than maybe the shirt on a good day. Okay. Let's hear more of her stupid excuses.
Very, very, very bad habit that I have dealt with every day for years. I have relied on it for convenience, out of boredom, just because I wanted to.
Because you can't drive, we know that, and you're too afraid to actually get driving lessons. Not like you could fit into the driving lessons cars, but you're lazy. You are lazy, and you bring no worth to any relationship other than the cash that you bring, and you think that's enough. You think you can just mistreat people because you have the money to do so. No, Amber, that's not what it's like. That's not how relationships work. Also, I really hope that you're not yelling at your mother when she's driving you places. Maybe instead of joking about those Uber XLs, you should get your fat ass in one and actually do shit yourself. Okay, I'm done.
Lazy to cook. And these are all the things that I am trying to actively work on. And going to have a meal with my mom at bingo, or if we go out to eat, I would still, for my other meal, come home and order takeout. Like, Uber has just been like one of my worst habits, like truly one of my very worst habits. So this goal was for me to improve.
Okay, it's been 10 years. You've been had time.
A meal at bingo or having a meal wherever with my mom, that's about like connection and spending time. While Uber was definitely not about that. Uber was about convenience and the fact that I'm lazy and the fact that I'm addicted to ordering takeout.
You know, maybe a nice way for you to spend time with your mother would be to make a meal together. Cook together. Follow some recipes. Do a mother-daughter day and try to follow recipes together. Try to make, I don't know, a salmon or a grilled chicken sandwich. Or you know what you really need, Amber? A kale salad. No protein. You don't need any protein. You do not move. But do something other than just going out to eat with your mother, because that's still going out to eat. That's still takeout, okay? You can tell us that you don't count it as takeout, but it is still takeout, okay? Just because you want to be stupid doesn't mean it's not fact that it's takeout. It's good that you want to improve your life, but don't do these half-assed remarks here. Don't do these half-assed justifications on stuff you know for a fact is BS.
From my app, having it delivered to my home. The problem I'm actively targeting is stopping that, or at least lessening it drastically. I'm not gonna sit here and take away having a meal with my mom at bingo, because that's not
don't make yourself the victim there. Don't be like, oh, you're taking away bonding time. No, that bonding time is taking years off your life. Also, the amount of food she had at bingo, just like that one day, that was a lot of food for one person. Even if her mom was like grabbing some stuff, the stuff that Amber was saying was for herself. That was a lot of food. And like I've said, I think Amber should just come out and talk about the food addiction. Because the more she continues to sweep the stuff under the rug and refuse to address it, the worse it's going to get. She can act as if it's not going to. She can act that these patchwork solutions are actually going to do anything for her. But when she's on her deathbed, I don't know, maybe she'll still think it was worth it. But I don't think her family will.
That's not what's gonna make me gain weight. That's not what's causing laziness, and it's never out of boredom. I'm not trying to overhaul everything in my whole life and just wake up overnight and be like, I cannot even eat out. I cannot.
Well, no, that's fair because that's unrealistic. However, still, like, stop playing the victim with this. Stop trying to manipulate your audience. You're the one who said you wanted to lose weight. Act like it.
Go, nope, not allowed. So my goal was to pick something that is like drastically making it to where I don't reach my goals at all. And that is what I'm targeting, like mentally and emotionally. Ordering takeout from my Uber Eats and having it delivered to me daily for years and years, sometimes twice a day, is very unhealthy. That is
no crap. Are you just figuring this out now? Wow. Look at Einstein here. Figure it out. Ordering takeout twice a day may not be healthy. Yeah, and you know what else isn't healthy? The amount of times you eat out in general. Ain't just the Uber Eats. That counts too. But seriously, like again, stop doing these patchwork solutions and also stop making excuses for the stuff that you're doing. It's your body, Amber. If you want to perish young, that's on you. That's your business. But you're putting this out online. People are going to talk about it. You can't do anything about that. Sucks to suck. If you don't want us to talk about it, stop uploading.
Ultimately holding me back the most. Will you start a GoFundMe for us supporters to help you go to inpatient? Absolutely not. I would never in my life start a GoFundMe. There's like multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons being that this woman has made millions of dollars off of YouTube over the years. Do not give her money. Even if it was for inpatient, she would have to do it herself. And also, it's not like she's going to do it anyway. She doesn't care about her health. That much is obvious.
But the biggest one is like, I don't want other people to use their money for something that I should be saving for myself. If you want to donate to someone, donate to a cause or a person that actually genuinely needs that money.
So maybe you should take down your memberships, considering they're pretty much just donations to watch you do nothing. Those are donations to watch a 500-pound lady sit on her ass and then occasionally show you her ceiling, which has been the best side character in the past 3 years.
How do you feel about fat jokes? So I make a lot of fat jokes about myself. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I do. And that is something I've always done. I've had a couple people in my life who didn't like it. They didn't like hearing me do it. They thought I was being rude to myself. I've had cancer, so if I want to make a uterine cancer joke, I'm allowed to do it because I suffered through it. Or if I want to make a foster care joke, or just anything that is like something that happened to me or is me, I feel like I'm allowed to do that. But if I see like a skinny person make a fat joke, or if I hear someone who's never had cancer make a cancer joke, it's like, bro, you don't have the right.
Well, actually, there's a lot of skinny people who have been fat, so honestly, I think a lot of us are able to make fat jokes. If y'all don't know, I had macromastia. I make jokes about that all the time. One of my breasts was literally the size of my head. As someone where cancer runs in my family, I also make cancer jokes, but my only cancer joke is that my family members were too awesome that their bodies decided to try and live forever, and it failed. I actually agree with her argument for the most part. However, I do think that there's some holes that she doesn't really see. Like the fact that I was once a fat bitch.
I don't think is okay. Why did you say no to having an ice cream cone with your mom if you allow yourself to eat those things anyway? Because I hadn't even ate that day, so I know if I had an ice cream cone as my first meal, then that was gonna spiral my whole day. It's about the headspace that I go.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. If you start off by like eating junk food, then the majority of the day your body's gonna want that junk food, and that just ain't good. But also, eat breakfast. I don't know, have a meal replacement drink in the morning. Do something so then you're not 100% like empty. You need something.
Into eating a certain thing. Like, yes, I will allow myself to have an ice cream cone, but definitely not as my first meal. Twinkie keeps moving. I'm sure you guys have noticed, like she has gone from.
She is the cutest little baby in the whole wide world, and I would perish for her to live longer.
Behind me to this side to everywhere, so don't mind that, sorry. This is her world. I simply just live in it, okay? All right, so let's talk about the 4 goals that I had this week. So the first one was only order takeout 3 times a week, drink 2 water bottles a day, log all of my calories on Noom, even if I go over, and do intermittent fasting where I am only allowed to eat in an 8-hour window and I don't get to eat for 16 hours. So as for ordering takeout 3 times a week, I ordered sushi on Thursday and I also ordered sushi on Sunday, and that is the only 2 times that I ordered takeout. So it was 2 times this week. What? So I was successful in that goal.
Good. Doesn't negate the fact that you did eat takeout at bowling. Still gonna say that that's better than 14 times in a week. Because it is. Genuinely, just a little progress. That is good. And that is what we want to see from ourselves, because you can only move in little bits. If you do a bunch of progress in a very short amount of time, that progress is not going to stay.
Bottles, yes, I did it. I did it every single day, and it's literally becoming such a habit for me. I do not allow myself to drink anything until I have drank those 2 water bottles. And now
I do think she should get a larger water bottle that maybe holds like 2 or 3 of those water bottles, and I think she should try to start drinking at least 1 of those a day and try to go up to 1.5, or at least go up by like 1/4 to 1/2 every week. Building up that water intake, so long as you aren't drowning yourself, Amber. Make sure you're not drinking too much water in one amount of time. But going up in water intake will be one of the biggest things for Amber that will help her lose. Speaking from experience, water very good.
Like literally a habit. I don't even think I need it to be a goal anymore. As for logging all my calories on Noom, no matter what, did I do that? Yes, I did. Yes.
Also, I would still keep the water goal, because not keeping it as a goal can cause you to fall off a bit. Also, speaking from experience.
And one of those days, oh God, I hated it. And what I hated even more was stepping on the scale the next day. It was not pretty, I'll tell you that. And did I do intermittent fasting? No, I didn't. Day 1.
Of course she didn't. Why was I not surprised? Not like an 8-hour eating window will help her with the amount of stuff she eats anyways. And also, that's not a meal plan. So it's essentially just the no diet, but timed.
I am forcing myself to eat when I'm not hungry, but then I'm not allowed to eat when I am. I can't do that. Like, so that's the only goal.
You can never do anything when it comes to dieting.
I was unsuccessful on. I am not going to force myself to eat when I'm not hungry. I just am not going to. So I didn't do IF, and I never will. All right, so now let's.
You were saying last week that you loved having an 8-hour eating window. So you never will, okay? Again, I just see all of this as excuse after excuse after excuse, and go with what you want to do. But again, it is your funeral, it's your overpriced coffin, and it's your overpriced and oversized burial plot. With Ambi's size, she might have to buy 2. And just 1 funeral plot, that ain't cheap.
My week went. It actually went pretty freaking good, especially the beginning. But I'm realizing that the weekends are a lot harder for me. So I stayed below my calories 6 days out of the 7 days that I was supposed to. I genuinely don't know what happened, but Sunday I ate so much. I genuinely just like could not get satisfied. I could not get full. And even
because you have food addiction. Because you have issues. She's getting worse. And it's getting to the point where I am not surprised if this woman is going to be bedbound soon. Or if she's going to take the plunge and get on 600-pound life. She should. She needs the help.
basically, I still logged every single calorie. And when I stepped on the scale the next day, I was up 5 pounds, fully aware it's not real weight. It's a lot of water weight. It's a lot of sodium. It's a lot of fluid. I'm fully.
If it was up 5 pounds from 523, then that would have been 528 pounds. She has been saying the water weight bullshit since she's gotten back past 500. You are not 500 pounds of fluid. The reason why you are getting up to 530 pounds, Amber, is because you have issues. Because you eat so much. It is not liquid. Your lipedema and lipedema only do so much.
In the same way of like, I was losing like 2 pounds a day almost in the beginning of this week or this last week that just happened. And that's also a lot of water weight. Like that's just what happens. Like your body crazy fluctuates when you start a diet or when you overeat. Like it's just what your body does. So it was a lot of like hectacana on the scale. Like it was.
Go follow Hectacana, but also excuse. You don't want to get your life together. Good on you.
And then that one day of overeating as drastically as I did and all that like sodium and water weight that I gained, I was not happy with myself. So something I noticed about Noom, since they want you to weigh yourself daily, like if you lose a good amount of weight, like it literally changes the calorie.
Yes. I mean, for somebody who said that she's been watching my videos, I don't know how you haven't gotten this, but it's been stepladdering down. Because you have food addiction. It's making sure that you aren't just doing a drastic drop. Because that's no good. But at this point, I don't think any app can help you. You need to have a dietitian, a nutritionist, an exercise expert, all of that. You need a whole team for what you want to accomplish, Amber, because you keep self-sabotaging.
So I noticed every pound I would lose, it would like lower my calories by like 5 or 10, which I kind of like that. Anyways, let's get into my weigh-in. So last week I was 523.8 and today I was, dun-ta-da, oh my God, do we have an earthquake? 518.0, and that's amazing, but I'm just over here thinking, how much more amazing would it have been if I wouldn't have overate that one day? So that means I'm down a 5.
Honestly, good. I'm frankly just glad that she has lost something.
8 pounds this week, pretty much 6, not gonna lie. I'm very proud of that because I'm not doing anything super drastic. It is hard though, like counting every single calorie that goes into my mouth. Like it's annoying. I hate it. It's frustrating. But it's like, to stay within that calorie limit, I definitely need to continue doing that. So Noom does give me like 2,600 calories to 3,400 calories. I always stayed below 2,600. So I want to make that very clear. Besides the one day I overate, I literally had 4,000 calories. Yes, I did. So it was a really good weigh-in. I know it's a lot of water weight. I know I just need to stay on track, and I know I'm not going to be perfect. I'm probably going to have another day where I fuck up this week. This is genuinely not about perfection. And I just realized I forgot to say goals for this coming week. I totally skipped that part.
Well, you know, it being about perfection, like, it should never be about perfection. It should always be at least about bettering yourself a little bit for the next week. Because you can't do the big stuff all at once. Like I said, when you try to do the big leaps, it's more likely that you're gonna fall off quicker. And in those instances, you can balloon back pretty quick. So even though the small changes can seem frustrating and like it's not enough change, that's the amount of change we need at a time. And that's not being weak, that's being human. So don't rag on yourself for taking a little bit of time to change, because before you know it, you're gonna be 10, 20, 30 steps up that staircase. And when you look back and see how far you've come, you'll be amazed.
This week is order takeout 3 times a week, just 3 times. And when I say order takeout, I mean from my Uber to deliver to my home.
In all honesty, I think you should go order takeout and eat out. Do a combination of them 3, maybe 4 times a week. Definitely not 5.
I have an issue. The weekends are hard for me because I don't have structure. I have started this whole YouTube routine thing where it's very hyper focused throughout the week because I want that normal schedule. I want like a routine. And on the weekends, everything is more up in the air. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know this and that. I don't have like anything planned.
Why don't you do like a chore day on the weekends? Because those are usually our days off. So do one chore day on the weekends and then have another one where you relax and you have your time off and you just turn off everything. I don't know, you could play Fortnite, turn off social media, and like play a game.
Into my next goal, I really want to have a successful weekend. What I consider successful, more successful than that Sunday that I just had. I feel like this weigh-in video was literally all over the place. I'm sorry about that. My brain is kind of all over the place today, but I do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Ah, you kissed me. Alrighty guys, so that was Amberlyn Reed having a day. The whole I need to make something very clear was just about the takeout thing. Okay. Why? Frankly, I personally think she should be doing more, but honestly, the little changes are very good. I think she should be doing more little changes, but the little changes she has right now, good for her. She definitely could have lost more weight if she didn't go off track on Sunday. However, that is a natural thing, a normal thing that everybody on a diet goes through, so I ain't gonna fault her too much for that. 4,000 calories is a lot. I also wish she understood why the calories on Noom slowly go down over time instead of just saying that she liked it. There is an actual scientific reason for it, and I think your audience would find it cool. These goddamn YouTubers not putting in scientific fact into their videos and making it so much more lame. Amber, I won't tell people you're copying me if you start putting scientific facts in videos. I'll just look them up to see if they're correct. And then if they're not correct, I'll be even more mad than usual. But do something interesting aside from this BS. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.